They silenced one voice at a time until theirs was the only voice. Now, Google decided to censor natural news, and they didn't give an explanation. They didn't give a warning. They didn't tell Mike Adams why this was happening. They didn't do any of the above. They just removed him from Google completely. And he wrote about political, he wrote about science, vaccines, many topics. And he had about 140,000 pages of content that was indexed on these search engines. Now, in order to justify the censorship of natural news, Google has cited an obscure technical rule that bans the use of certain third-party advertising networks. JavaScript for one of those networks was included in 13 Blogger pages buried in posts from 2013 to 2014 inside the blogs.naturalnews.com subdomain. Now, normally they would say, okay, here's a warning, please fix these pages or remove them. But they didn't do that. They just completely removed the site altogether. Now, Natural News, their investigators, where they've been researching all of this, found the exact same violation, these scripts running on Google's own Blogspot network. Now, they run the same code it just banned Natural News for, running on a very small number of obscure old blogger pages on Natural News' subdomain. This shows us that Google is selectively enforcing its technical rules against a website that speaks out about all the topics where the pharmaceutical, the corporate media, and the deep state are completely against. And we can see right now the third-party advertising that's in question is known as Yes Advertising, and the domain name called by the JavaScript is cpxcenter.com. Now, this is not any form of advertising that Natural News used on its domain. It was something that a lone blogger added to her blog articles, and there was only 13 blog posts. Now, normally you would get a warning, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But when you look around, you can see there's other websites that are on Google, their Blogspot blog domain, that use this, like breakingnewslines.blogspot.com. They use it. And we can see right now, they were looking and searching for something specific to get rid of the entire site. Now, the question is why? Why are they doing this? Why did they want to remove Natural News? Well, they're silencing one voice at a time. This is what the deep state is doing. And you can see, not just with Natural News, but InfoWars, where they cut off InfoWars' revenue stream. Now, you don't have to like these sites. You can hate these sites. It makes no difference. The point is that they're taking away the freedom of someone reporting, expressing themselves, and speaking about different topics. Freedom of speech allows you to do this. By removing it and hiding it, well, you're silencing voices. Because we know what the deep state really wants. They want their voice only. And this is what the deep state, the central bankers, do. Those in power, they don't want other voices speaking out. They want control of information. And this is how it begins. It begins one at a time. They look for certain reasons to bring it down. And what we're seeing right now, this is exactly what they're doing. Now, Mike Adams was interviewed on the Common Sense Show. And Mike Adams said he was threatened with complete destruction of his hard-earned reputation if he didn't bring down InfoWars. He was offered $50,000 to help destroy InfoWars or be destroyed himself, which is unbelievable. And after he rejected this and said, absolutely not, I'm not doing this, he was destroyed. Now, Insurge Intelligence, this is a new crowd-funded investigation journalist project. Well, they broke a story of how the United States intelligence community funded, nurtured, incubated Google as part of a drive to dominate the world through control of information, seed funded by the NSA and CIA. And it looks like Google is under their control now. This is part of the deep state. And we can see right now what they're trying to do at this point, and you can see they're really pushing their agenda, is to shut down as many different sites as they possibly can. They're trying to find reasons. Now, they just can't do it and just shut it down and say, oh, we just decided to shut it down. They have to give some type of reason. So they're looking for reasons. They're searching for reasons to shut people down, to silence voices across America. Now, this is not the first time they've done this. They've done this in the past where people's YouTube channels have been brought down and they didn't have a good reason of bringing it down, so they had to bring them back up. They couldn't cite anything. And now what we're seeing is they're holding back views. They're delisting websites with InfoWars where they have to pay their staff and their reporters and things like that. They're cutting their ad revenue stream. So we can see right now the fight is on. The deep state is out in the open. They don't care, and they're pushing their agenda to shut down other voices. They only want their voice heard, and they're making it completely obvious that this is what they're doing. Now, you can hear more of all of this in the full report, which is on the X22 Report YouTube channel. And those reports are Monday through Friday, one on Sunday, and they're between 6 and 7 Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to listen to incredible interviews, you can go to the X22 Report Spotlight YouTube channel, where you can hear interviews with Cliff High, you can hear interviews with David Morgan, you can hear interviews with Michael Snyder, you can hear interviews with David Stockman, Jim Rickards. So head on over to the X22 Report Spotlight YouTube channel and you can hear all the interviews there.